lads. I'm Beta Alistair, the Vice President of the clan, for anyone that didn't know. I'm assuming all of your days are going well. I just want to start off by saying that I'm actually quite impressed with how this clan's running. I've heard this is a relatively new clan, and to see so many members and leaders that are working really hard is pretty good. It's really good. Not many clans can have this. Moving on to somewhat of a contradiction to what I'm saying, I would like to touch upon the fact of what I've seen in a couple of training sessions. Like, with multiple things going on, multiple leaders doing this. But, I've noticed there's a lot of, like, foul language going towards some of the recruits. You know, some things that are maybe a little bit too harsh. And a lot of Marines and ODSTs being killed for no reason. I mean, granted, there are some times when it may be needed to kill other members, but definitely not for small things. Likewise, try not to use terms like shut up, the wrong impression. It's better to be the likable leader, but at the same time, you know, disciplined, if that makes sense to you guys. Last thing that I'm going to be mentioning before I step off to let Frizzled in is there's going to be a thing where we're looking for fire bases, basically. So if anyone in this lobby happens to have any fire bases in Forge, or possibly some half-finished ones they could fix up and complete, if you show me or any of the COs, I would think, the fire base, and it gets accepted as a usable map, we'll be offering a promotion to whoever does that. Obviously, for some people that might not apply, depending on whether you're a CO or etc. But it definitely applies to a lot of you. So I'll be stepping off and letting Chief on.
Great, yeah, thank you, Beta, and we're very lucky to have him as a new vice president, replacing Henry and such an affectionate new staff that I have, including all my brand new division CEOs and my vice president, and so I'm very delighted to have them on my team as well as I do you. So yeah, thank you for saying those words, and yes, the Firebase, we are absolutely in need of maps. So if just message me on Kick or any of that, and me and Beta will go check it out and immediately give you a promotion if we obtain that map. Some of you may have seen on my Kick post the other day, we do have a new recruitment incentive. 15 recruits within 48 hours. I think we're a little under 24 hours right now. And we will have a game night on duty during on-duty hours. You choose the game type, the map, whatever. We'll play a couple games, different games of that. And then further, if I think it's 25, then we will have a couple of Spartan leaders, give you a leadership training. We haven't really figured out what that's going to be yet, but we'll put you in for a raffle. All the divisions, someone will be put on a raffle, and we'll choose 3 people to be for a chance to be part of that training. So yeah, let's try to get recruits. We definitely need Marines. That is something that is very, very much needed right now. So let's try to build up our Marines. The more people we have, the stronger we'll be. And with that, I'd like to announce that the council, if you weren't listening in on Saturday, voted to pass on to create a new Navy inside of the UGC. We don't know when we're going to start recruiting for that. It's not going to be a branch. It's going to be more of a government slash military position that will be monitored by the vice president and I and the council, and that we will appoint multiple admirals and captains and assign them to ships, and then we will deploy, Spartan 3s, Spartan 2s, ODSCs, and Marines to those ships, for training and combat type situations. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on the Navy. We're still trying to work that out, but we really want to do something new and unique with the Navy. So that's something super super special that we have an opportunity to do, and I really want you guys just to be flexible with it because we may have a couple complications with developing that Navy, but it should be very interesting and very cool. So we'll keep you updated on that. Uh, Pretty soon, the council will be voting to open the Spartan 3s. We already do have a Spartan 3 branch. They're not, they're not, you haven't seen them around because we don't have many yet. But we hopefully will start pouring in S3s if the council decides to pass it up. Excuse me, to pass it, pass on the vote to make the Spartan 3s an open branch. And so that is kind of just an update on what's going on. We have a council meeting on Wednesday, and we will be, open to passing more legislations brought on by you. So if you have any ideas for legislation, make sure to be free on Wednesday, and I will re-announce the time in the Kick Chat because I'm sorry I do not have it on the top of my head. I do believe it's 4 o'clock Eastern, but I will double check. So great job for now, guys. Let's try to get recruitment going because I honestly would love to, have that game night with you guys or allow you guys to have that game night, especially during on duty hours. But make sure all the recruits, including the people we've recently recruited, get in the Kick Chat. That is so important to get them into the TACCOM. If they're not already in the TACCOM, get them in the TACCOM. That is priority one for all recruits because they need to know what's going on. Our meeting room's not full right now because not everybody is online, or not everybody heard about this meeting because not everybody's in the TACCOM. So that's very important that we just get our guys updated and make sure they know what's going on by them being in the TACCOM. Division COs, I'm looking at you. Doesn't matter what CO you are. If you see someone that's not in the TACCOM, go out of your way to put them in the TACCOM. I know it's an extra step. You have to do it. You have to do it. And if I see people who are not in the TACCOM, I'm going to hold the COs accountable. And I'm going to start cracking down on that. Pretty soon, I'd also like to announce that during the TACCOM or some specific division chats, I will be basically announcing an urgent get online type trial where I'd announce that we have a raid or whatever, and you need to get online as soon as possible. And I want to try those out because we will be having scenarios like that in the future. So we won't be doing that consistently because I don't want to interfere with your lives and all that. But and I'll update the division COs and they'll update you on basically the steps of how to do this. Our new alert system and the steps you need to take if you won't be able to get online to let us know, and we'll just have these little trials. So you won't do it often because you have lives, I have lives. I don't want to do it too often, but I do want to practice this at least a couple times to basically to say if we ever get raided and not many people are online, I need to announce it in the TACCOM so we can get as many people online as possible. And so we'll definitely, I think we'll try that out with Spartans, and then we'll move on to ODSCs and Marines, and then the official TACCOM. And so yeah, we'll start practicing that. At this point, this was just a short update meeting on what's going on, so I will take any questions if anybody has any. So just go ahead and speak up if you have any questions. Go ahead, John. So regarding the Spartan threes, are they all from specific? I'm all from a specific company, and which one that will that be, or if it will be different companies? I will work with the Spartan head about that. You know, we still have to structure a little bit more about the S3s. Right now, we have a couple S3s stationed with ODST squads, and so we'll work out with that, and I'll get back to you on that answer. And I actually will announce that in the Spartan chat and the TACOM, and well, probably on Wednesday, if we vote to pass it on, I'll speak with the council as well, and we will we'll structure it out from there. Any other questions? Go ahead, Fred. All right. Well, I'm not asking for a higher Spartan officials. I'd pull out a lower, probably like Malcolm or Jerome, someone who does have time to sacrifice 20 minutes to an hour to at least work with that. At the end of the day, we're all UGC, and if we're improving each other, and that's what we're here for. So, regardless if they're a Spartan or not, you would have to be working with these ODSCs or Marines or whoever wins the raffle prize. Sure, go ahead.
If you need us, we're there to train your guys. And yeah, I've heard a couple of things off certain members about machinery and that sort of stuff was between Spartans. We ain't machines. We're just really good at our jobs. That's the entire point. We might not show emotion to it, but we need to communicate with you to do our training with our conscripts, with the Marines. So I'm putting something forwards. I want to cancel the comms separate party. So I'm going against that.
Yeah, and sure, if in requesting to cancel the comps, and that's something I actually do apologize for. I never had a chance to really address that. It did slip my mind. Yeah, once if you guys are in a co-op training with working with Marines and ODSTs, feel free to interact. In the same com. Um, that was just during tensions that were still high, and I never really had the chance to address that. And so, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Josh, I think you're in this meeting here, so we'll definitely open comms up to work with Marines and ODSCs. I know that doesn't mean that the Spartans are just going to take over the training sessions. You be there to help, because I still want my Marine CO or ODSC CO or whomever to remain the head drill instructor. But if they request your help, be there to help. Well, I have to move on to the next question here, because keep in mind this is a meeting, so we will speak about that post post meeting. Yeah, Josh, if you do have a question, go ahead.
Do you know the current count on the recruitments?
We at the moment we have one of 15, and because keep in mind all recruits I'm counting have to be in the TACOM, so I have one of 15. Two brand new Marines. All right, make it three. I need them in the TACOM. Well, we'd make in regards of a noble team. We'd focus. We'd use a noble team, and that'd be more at the council's disposal, or the field marshal's disposal once we do get another field marshal going. So we'll speak about noble team at another time. That we don't even know if the council's going to pass. Spartan, the opening of Spartan threes. Yes, we have a couple Spartan threes, but that sector of the Spartan program is closed at the moment. So we'll talk about noble team at a later time, including any sort of Spartan teams. Any other questions? All right. Well, that concludes the meeting for us today. Oh, great. The screen is frozen. Go ahead. Yeah. Right. Well, Josh will still be in charge of the program, and we still have, you know, right. Well, we'll structure it. We'll structure. You guys are getting way too ahead of everything right now. We'll talk about S3s once the council makes its decision. Well, and nothing will be urgent. I don't think the council's gonna say, "Hey, we're passing on," or "We're opening the S3 branch." We're still at that point. We're just saying it's gonna be open for recruitment soon. We'll give you guys time to structure things and get things ready for it, because it's the head of the program. He'll have time to he'll make the final decision to when to open it and what we're gonna do for that stuff regarding Spartan threes. Go ahead. All right, well, that will conclude our meeting today. Any discussion like that will have to be post meeting. Thank you very much, people, for listening, and the people who will be listening when I post this meeting on Kick. We have great things ahead of us. You have to be patient. Nothing can be urgent, and just keep consistently recruiting. That is the key. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, and continue on with your trainings and etc.